Go. I'm already jamming out. What's up, everybody? Episode 1 of the new show, Salty Chips or Salt Chips or whatever you want to call it. That is the name that has been decided. Salt Chips.
Whatever
Your boy Damien Salty G, Chip Kayfabe. This is a secondary show to go with Shattered Glass Cast. You can find this on the Salt and Flattery YouTube stream on my YouTube channel, or also on many other podcasting locales. We decided to do this because we had to cancel or reconfigure Shattered Glass Cast. So we're going to do this live because
for this week.
For this
Just
week.
for this week.
Yeah, we haven't.
Not in general.
Chip, you going to let me talk?
Nope.
Don't pull a you-know-who, bro.
Oh.
No.
Too soon.
People were asking, we were tweeting this out. You can find myself at Dirty B Damien and Chip at Chip Kayfabe. What's this show going to be about? So we're going to take a little bit of a trip outside of just talking about wrestling. Off air, we're kind of commenting on our beards. That's something that may come up. We'll talk about independent wrestling because, we know that Shattered Glass Cast isn't a place where you can go and hear about that. But in happenstance, we decided, let's just do this now because our first live stream was well received by some people for Shattered Glass Cast. So Chip and I have decided, let's start with Salty Chips episode 1 and see where it goes. Now, the first thing, Chip, that I saw today when we were preparing for the show, I immediately tweeted you and I said, yep, this has you written all over it. It was a particular women's wrestler who was revealed to have been signed by WWE today. That person, for those that don't know and don't follow Shattered Glass Cast, is one of Chip's favorite people. One Candace Larae. Chip, how do you feel about that?
Well, you can tell by the booing in the background. Hopefully you can hear that. I don't know. I really don't know how to feel. Like I said before, left a lot to be desired in the Mae Young Classic. We know she's capable of more.
Yes.
But she didn't show it. So that's what bugs me. As my garage randomly opens. But yeah, boo. That's all I really got to say.
Boo.
I mean, she just got a deal at Hot Topic for merch. So why? You're doing fine, I think. I mean, it's not like you're not seeing Johnny. You both live in Florida. You only work on weekends. Johnny's home all the time. So
right. So
it's just a weird deal.
But you know what it is? I think it's because NXT now is taking this. They're taking everything good about the Mae Young Classic and trying to transfer that to NXT. Now, me personally, I like this move. I like that she's a name. And she's relatively young enough where she's not over the hill. It's not like you're bringing over some 42-year-old over the hill athlete into NXT.
How old is she?
I believe she's 29. Don't quote me on that.
That's it.
I believe she's 29. I'll double check that. If anyone who's watching can chat me that on YouTube, let me know how old she is. She's a known commodity. People know her from the Mae Young Classic. People know her because, also, let's be honest, because of Johnny Gargano in the WWE stratosphere. As the wife of Johnny Gargano, I like to say Johnny Gargano is Candace LeRae's husband, just because before NXT you didn't know who Johnny Wrestling was, unless you followed independent wrestling. So I think this is a good move. And I think it's a good move. One, it keeps them together on the road. Personally, I think when NXT starts to tour again, they start the touring season, having your wife with you on the road, I think would do wonders for Johnny, especially because as he gets ready for this inevitable feud with Tommaso Ciampa, which I found out today that Chip is now going to NXT TakeOver. So I'm very happy that you'll be attending TakeOver Philly with your boy, Damien Salty G. Also until I think a lot of the New Age Insider people are actually going to that. So I'm actually
we got the whole NAI crew, Rant with Ant, all that crew. Well, except for G-Rod is going to be there.
No, G-Rod is going. Yes,
G-Rod is going, and us as a show, the Shattered Glass Cast. And I think that's it.
But still,
Dylan's alone.
Oh yes, we will be well represented, and I think that is something to look forward to in terms of all of us coming together because we all have diverse broadcasts and diverse thought processes. So I think that in of itself is really good. Going back to Candace, I'm not her biggest fan. You know that. I know that. That's just the way it is. Can she go in the ring? Yes, she can go in the ring. Is she better than a good chunk of the NXT women that they have on the roster? Yes, I think she's a great learning tool for the women of NXT, especially now with and we'll talk about this more in Shattered Glass Cast tomorrow, with the mixed match challenge or whatever cockamamie name they're making for this thing. I think I wouldn't mind seeing her and Johnny Gargano in the mixed match.
Yep.
Whatever.
As people in the chat are saying she's 32.
She don't look 32. She looks like she's 26, 27. So kudos to her for looking young. Oh,
right. Because I was going to say Johnny is at least 32, 33. So I figured they were right around the same age.
They look super young. They look like kids. Right. So good for them in their DNA.
Which is the opposite of today's kids. They all look like adults. That's something else.
Are you going to be old man Chip?
I am.
Okay. Go ahead. You have the law.
Just think about what we looked like when we were 14.
What
did we look like? We looked like dorks.
I was fat and cross-eyed, and I had bad acne. So yeah, I think the dork thing does fit. Yes.
Well, beards make everything better.
I actually had my beard at 14.
I had like a little like chin strap, not even a chin strap, just like peach fuzz on my chin. But I've had a beard as long as I can remember now.
And I hated my beard.
14-year-olds look like adults now. It's insane.
And they're vaping and going to Williamsburg and
they're just doing better, and they're doing better in life than us already.
What do you think that is? Why do you think that is?
Their generation seems to be spoiled.
Are they spoiled?
In some ways. In some ways they are. In terms of not like, when do you ever hear of a kid getting grounded these days? Never.
All the time.
Do you?
I work in. Remember, I run a youth center. I hear it all the time from parents. I'm grounding them tomorrow.
Well, I also work in a youth center, and I never hear it. So that's interesting. Because I mean, we have the kids to go on timeout, but we work in two different types of things.
I was gonna say, yeah, we don't do the timeout thing. Full disclosure, all of my kids are 99% kids of color, and the parents are like those old school Latino parents, where it's like, bog that timeout nonsense. Wink, wink. You gonna get the pow pow once we get back home. You know, the whole I'll give you a reason to cry when we're out in public kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know. I guess you guys have the timeout thing. We just take time off for recreation, and the kids kind of get all sad.
Well, what they do is like they pull, like if they're playing soccer in the park area or something, they'll pull them out of park and just sit them if they get in trouble. But the kids seem to be good for the most part where I am.
My kids are good. Don't let me make it seem like my kids are devil spawn. They're great kids. There are one and two. Spawn. Well, that's beside the point. That's why I don't want children. You know, I work with them, so why would I ever want children? You know, I remember when I was 21, 22, I was all about, I'm gonna have kids. I'm gonna have like 5 kids, and then I realized how much they cost. And
just kidding.
No kidding. Wink, wink. Like no. All my exes, they always get upset. All the women I date or dated have always been like, "You don't want kids? Oh, that's a deal breaker." I'm like, "All right, don't let the doorknob hit you on the way out." Like,
by the way, close the door on your way out.
Yeah, it's cold in here. You know what I mean? But anyway, going back to Candace.
What are we doing?
I know we're already off the rails. Going back to Candace, I think she can fulfill a role somewhat to what Chris Hero or Cassius Ohno right now is doing for NXT, where he's kind of guiding, and Roderick Strong could also fit this mold, where they're guiding the young talent on what it is to be aware of ring. You know, they use the term ring general all the time, and I feel like she fits that mold. You know, as experienced as Shayna Baszler is, or experienced as Kyrie is overseas, you know, Candace brings a different toughness to the roster. She's probably the toughest wrestler, men or women, I can say I've seen live. For her to take the ladder bumps that I've seen her take, we've all seen the PWG of her catching a Young Buck super kick with thumbtacks, and she's bleeding profusely, and you know she's earned her stripes. So I get why you and I are kind of down on her because of what they showed during the Mae Young Classic.
We know what she's capable of.
We know she is capable of much more, and that is my only main concern, is that once she gets into a WWE ring, the learning curve will change how she is portrayed, i.e. what's happening to Kairi Sane right now. It's the reason why we haven't seen. I was going to call her. What's her name? Oh my God, not Abby Leif. What's her real name?
Kimberly.
Yes, we haven't seen Kimberly since the Mae Young Classic.
Yep. It's Dakota Kai. Evie.
Yeah. Well, today she was on NXT television today. Getting spoilers. Dakota Kai was essentially crushed by Shayna Baszler.
Another one I'm already over.
You're over Shayna Baszler?
Oh God, yeah. I hate that choking gimmick already.
Why?
Like she just randomly pulls up on people and chokes them out. Like, okay, that's what we're doing.
Well, Samoa Joe does it.
Right, but the way that I don't know. I just don't like the coming in during practice, choking them out, and then sliding out of the ring like you're a snake or something like that. It's like, that's kind of boring.
Her gimmick, though. That's her
this is all at the PC. It's like they're doing it on social media. It's like this is weird. Like, you know what I mean?
Think so?
I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it yet.
You know what it is? I think it furthers the balancing between reality versus the fantasy or the suspension of disbelief of professional wrestling, where you never know what she's like. The new Orton, you never know when she's gonna strike. It can come out of nowhere.
And that's why I brought up the slithering out of the ring like a snake. It's like, okay, cool. Like, I don't know.
By the way, can we talk really quick about Randy Orton's hair?
So I kind of got the same thing going on right now. So if you're gonna shit on it, keep it.
You were not bald, okay? You were not rocking the.
Oh, you've never seen me without hair, have you?
No, I have not. No.
Okay, I was bald at most. I usually don't have hair. This is only the second time I've ever grown my hair out.
Is your hair naturally red, by the way?
No, it's black.
Why does it look red on camera?
Yeah, it's probably that light right there.
We'll start calling you either Sheamus or Sami Zayn. You got like the mix going on right now.
If I could get in Sheamus' shape, I'd be stoked.
How many pounds have you lost right now, Chip?
What's that?
How many pounds have you lost?
Since January 2017, 31.
31 pounds. Very nice. Very nice, my friend. See,
I'm down to a goal weight. Thank you. I'm down to my goal weight. Now I just need to get rid of my pot belly.
The dad bod?
Yes, I got a massive dad bod going.
Like the Jericho dad bod?
A little bit worse.
Oh.
But the weirdest thing about Jericho, though, is like he's big. He's got arms, but it's like you're bulging out, man.
Well, you know what it is? I think, and again, full disclosure for those, I'm pushing 40. So I'm going through that now where my metabolism or my cardio, not what it used to be.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, I'm like, wait a minute, I had a 4-pack. What's this little pouchy thing here? Oh,
right.
No. Hashtag no bueno.
To the gym.
Yeah, to the sauna suit I go. And
oh man, I've been doing that recently. After my workouts, I've been going in the sauna completely dressed. I wear a sweatshirt when I work out just for that extra, sweat. But now I've been going to the sauna for trying for 12 minutes, and it's just brutal. Like last night, I was in there. It's like, I can't do this. I'm out. Fuck this.
Just to show you guys how. Yeah, of course. Yeah, just to show you guys how a little crazy I get during my workouts. The last time I was in a sauna, I literally did burpees in the sauna.
Oh God, that's for two reasons that scares me. One, why? And two, how dirty is that sauna? I dropped my cap to my water in there, and I threw the whole water out. It was a whole gallon of water, and I threw it out because I dropped.
Oh no, it was one of my family members' sauna, like their own private sauna, like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, not like
that.
At a resort right there.
That I'll allow.
Yeah, no, I did burpees in the sauna, and then when they saw me, they're like what the fuck are you doing, dude? And I said, look, extra burn, bro. Got to get that extra burn
gains,
in.
Man.
It's not even gains.
I was gonna say gain. I was gonna say gains, but that's the wrong word.
I'm gaining the ability to eat more junk food, to eat more supposed wings or boneless wings or whatever.
Don't you start.
We're finishing this debate in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm down.
Bill Cobb, everybody else involved. We're just gonna say, okay, wing challenge, boneless wing. Chicken's chicken, dude. Does it matter if it came off a bone or not?
Chicken is chicken. It's fine. But wings they need to have a bone. I'm not saying you can't eat. Have you ever met a chicken without a bone?
They'd be dead.
First
off. They're dead.
Well, really? I used to have a chicken that used to go to my friend's house every day.
I'm talking about
Henrietta.
Wait, because where I grew up, chickens were something totally different as opposed to actual birds. Okay.
I'm talking about the actual bird.
Okay, no. I'm talking when we're eating chicken wings or boneless wings or hot pockets or chicken tenders or whatever you want to call them, they are a dead animal. Yes or no?
Confirmed.
So a boneless wing. It could be a rumor. So my boneless wing, therefore, is a chicken that does not have a wing. Yes.
No. No. All right. So here's the problem. Look at Wingstop's website. Wingstop's website.
You're in the right. No, you're in the right with Wingstop. They have lost that battle with you. Yes, I give you.
So for people that don't know, Wingstop's website, I'm going to look right into the camera for this one. For Wingstop's website tells you that it's chicken right off the bone, refried, and not refried, whatever, and served boneless. That's not true. We all know that.
It's pulled.
So don't call it a boneless wing. It never came off of a wing. So don't try. It's chicken breasts in a ball. It's balls of chicken. Not chicken balls. It's just balls of chicken. Just to make sure you know that.
Now we're already talking about balls of chicken. Okay, yeah, that didn't take long. Okay.
Wingstop is trash.
What is the best wing place for you?
So we have a place out here called Olivio's. I just tried them for the first time recently, and they're very good. They have 27 different flavors of wings, real wings,
as opposed to fake
wings. As opposed to the fake ones that don't have bones. Those are fake.
Yeah.
Fake wings.
Hashtag fake wings.
Yeah. Where I hear that there's a good wing place right outside of Wells Fargo Center though, so I'm intrigued for Philadelphia.
Okay, so we're all gonna get wings. All the NAI folk are gonna go get wings, and we're gonna enjoy it. And we'll finally settle the debate as to what is a boneless wing and what isn't, and whether or not a chicken ball or ball of chicken can be constituted or reconstituted as an actual chicken wing.
One last question on this topic,
please.
And I hope you have the right answer. Blue cheese or ranch?
Blue cheese.
Oh, you're so wrong.
Actually, no.
You can't be any more wrong.
I would do neither, and I'd prefer like a honey mustard or like a chipotle kind of sauce. Neither one.
Honey mustard.
Yes, honey mustard on
buffalo wings.
Naked wings. You know, you sauce on the
on
side.
Naked wings. Sure, yes. But if you're doing a buffalo wing, ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch.
Good. That's the only answer.
Let's not get too crazy and alien our audience here, you know, because this is like episode 1 of like salty chips, and we don't want to have people saying, "I'm not going to listen to you guys anymore because you're talking about boneless chicken wings."
What's your favorite salty chip? No, I'm just kidding.
Doritos, without question. Cool Ranch Doritos. Yes.
Yeah, those are so salty. It's insane.
By the way, Snickers or Skittles?
Snickers.
Okay, I tweeted that out yesterday because I'm helping out my friends from NBC Sports Radio with this hashtag Snickers or hashtag Skittles. And I can't even believe my radio mentor had the cojones to say he was Team Skittles.
What?
He's Team Skittles. And I'm sorry.
Just quit.
No.
Just quit.
No. He can't be my mentor.
That's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer.
Dan Schwartzman of NBC Sports Radio, you cannot be my mentor anymore because you decided to be Team Skittles. I'm sorry. No.
Can't taste the rainbow. The rainbow sucks.
If anything, Twix. Give me Twix.
Oh, give me a Twix over anything.
Let me post this out there to everyone listening and anyone who's going to listen. What is your favorite candy bar? Because mine is Twix. So if it's not Snickers, what's your go-to candy bar?
Seconded on that.
Yours is Twix?
Yep, Twix. Left or right?
Doesn't matter. Twix is Twix, baby.
Yep. Some people actually believe they have different tastes.
Back in the 80s, they did. Now, not so much.
Really?
Yeah, they actually had like peanut butter instead of caramel for the other Twix. I believe it was peanut butter.
No, I think a peanut butter Twix would be very good.
Peanut butter anything's pretty good. Anyone who doesn't like peanut butter, we need to have a fight. I'm sorry.
So what I was doing when I first started going back to working out at the gym was making peanut butter strawberry banana smoothies.
That sounds delicious.
I'm just DEO says whatchamacallit in the chat.
You know what, Dio? You're right. You're right. Whatchamacallits are delicious, and that actually, when I was a kid, was one of those rare candies you couldn't really find in every single store. So when you caught one, it was like catching a rare Pokemon. You just had to bring it and eat it. So I'm with you.
Eat it.
Eat it.
There was a song about that, wasn't it?
What, about candy bars?
No, eat it.
Well, yeah, Widow Yankovic spoofing Beat It.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I thought that's what it was. I could hear it in my head. I just couldn't think of it.
So, okay.
Well, anyways.
Before we get too far off topic.
Too late.
I know, but still, I wouldn't be me if I wouldn't try to bring us back to what we're supposed to be talking about. Side note, I went back and rewatched parts of Wrestle Kingdom. Okay. I will say again, because people have been trying to convince me for a few days now that the Jay White, Tanahashi thing was Jay White's fault, and saying he wasn't ready for prime time, all this hype about Jay White. So I went back and I tried to be as objective as possible watching this match.
Sure.
And again, it had to be worked that way because Tana is injured. His bicep is torn to shreds. He's never going to get this fixed. It's going to be like he'll be 55 with a torn bicep. And when you go back and watch the match, there's just some moves he can't do. Like watching him do a high fly flow, I'm sure doing a crossbody takes a lot less damage on your arm than doing an actual frog splash. So, and who knows what bear tranquilizer he was shot with in his arm for him to actually go forth and do the actual match. But True. I went back and I watched it, and my original ruling still stands. While disappointing, Jay White was not the main reason why that match suffered. He had to work within the framework he was given, and because the ace was injured, he couldn't do what he normally does. Because I've seen Tanahashi against Jay Lethal, and those two, given their advanced age, tore that mofo up. So I know what Tanahashi is capable of doing, and that just was not Jay White's fault. So sorry.
Well, so what I'm doing in terms of that is I'm holding off making a judgment on that match until I see Jay White versus Kenny at New Beginning.
When is that?
February 10th, I believe. So I'm holding off making a judgment on that match until I see that, because if Jay White can't have a good match with Kenny, it's Jay White's fault.
Well, I always tell people he got a good match out of Will Ospreay. So I'm sorry, I'm not an Ospreay guy. I'm never going to be an Ospreay guy. He does nothing for me.
Sure. So Ospreay, spoiler, returned at Unboxing for Progress, and like we talked about on Shatter Glasscast last week, I'm not an Ospreay guy either, but I popped a little bit for him. I think I'd pop. I think I'd pop for him, but he's like on Flip Gordon level for me. I just don't. I don't care.
I hate.
I do too. I do too. I can't.
And you know why? I'm not saying on air why, but you know why, because we talk about it off air.
Yep.
I think he's a little overrated.
Cocky.
A little cocky, and I know.
A little.
I was gonna say he reminds me a lot of Sammy Guevara, because Sammy Guevara. Do you know who that is? First off, Chip?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I cannot root for a man that is that pretty, for one. Okay, just like Flip Gordon is a handsome, pretty man with his perfectly hair, to the side, the little part. No, he's got the part, the Clark Kent part thing going on. So I can't root for a dude with perfect hair. Okay. Sorry, Chip, I can't. I root for you because you're my boy, but aside from wrestling, I can't do that. Yeah. Sammy Guevara for me is one of those people that no matter how good he is in the ring, he looks like he's 12. That's one.
Yes.
Two, he's a grown-ass man with pandas on his trunks. Nah. Nope. Can't root for you.
Chris Hargrove says, "Dear, damn, Damien, you're a good-looking dude."
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This beard actually is 2 days. It's grown, so 2-day-old beard.
Shaven?
No, from like a number one, a faded one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I've been told if I shave my beard, I look prepubescent, so I'm not trying to get accused of being 16. Just not something I'm trying to do.
I look 12 without a beard, and that's not even an exaggeration.
Yeah, because when I saw you at Progress, you had the beard.
Oh, I've had the full beard since I was 16.
Okay.
I don't know what my chin looks like.
Remember on Shattered Glass we were talking about, and for those who haven't watched Shattered Glass cast from last week, please listen to it, because there's a whole thing with phonetics, and Chip misses the whole tapas versus topless. Just saying. There was a time when I was 19, no, not 19, I was 17, and I illegally was able to enter a strip club in Westchester County because my brother told the bouncer I was 21 because I had the beard of a 21-year-old, even though I was 17. So thumbs up there. This beard has got me a lot of good memories. So
same here. This beard is I've been carded once in my life because of my beard. Just once. And I attribute that completely to the beard.
Nice.
And I think I have kind of a deep voice too.
You do, and I've told you that. You have the perfect radio announcer voice for like just this kind of narration where you have that deep booming bass voice. Perfecto, my friend.
Yeah.
Perfecto.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Dio also does not like Flip Gordon for the same reasons that you and I don't like Flip Gordon off air. If you guys want to know what that is, we'll tell you off air. I don't want to alienate anybody, but if you follow Flip Gordon, it's the same reason I don't appreciate, what's her name from the Mae Young Classic? Lacey Evans.
Yes.
Put 2 and 2 together and you'll get 6. Just figure that out. So
I mean, that's one reason for me as well. And then there's more. It's just the immaturity and other stuff like that. Like,
yeah, of course.
He's very childish.
He's a bro. I think it's safe to say he's a bro. He's a bro
Sure.
type. Great athlete and good in ring. I'll tell you this. I saw him against what was his name? My St. Louis peoples would get mad at me. Myron Reed against Flip Gordon at Battle Club when they had the British Strong Style invasion.
Yep,
they opened the show. I was more impressed by Myron Reed more so than Flip Gordon, because Flip looks like he was going through the motions, where Myron realized, shoot, I'm in New York City, you know, because he's from that whole St. Louis, Midwest, the Chris brothers, you know, OY4K crew that trains together and such. And he's one of Michael Elgin's guys. I know, again, Elgin's not the, you know,
not the right name to bring up at this
not the right person to bring up, but he's trained under him. And look, I've seen Myron for a while now, and if you haven't seen Myron Reed work, do yourself a favor, go check him out. In ring, he's athletic, he sells well, he gives off a vibe of Sami Zayn, face in peril when Sammy was a face, or when he was Generico, where he always looks drunk whenever he's taking a bump. So that's Myron Reed. Also, last night I was watching. What's so funny?
He always looks drunk when he takes a bump.
Yeah, you know, like that. Like you look like concussed. Like whoa.
I never made that comparison before.
You've never seen that in Sami Zayn where he has his eyes crossed, like he's slammed and he's about to like faint.
Well, now that you say it, I probably have.
Yeah, there's that meme of that picture where he, like, it says on Mondays and it has that Sami Zayn like drunk.
Oh, that. Okay, yes.
That's what I mean by that. Yes. I was watching Women's Wrestling Revolution, and for those that don't know, that is a offshoot of Beyond Wrestling, and it's their women's division, and they bring forth a lot of female talent. And I have Powerbomb TV, so I couldn't sleep because I'm an insomniac, and I was watching one Maria Manic, who, if you don't know, she used to be known as the East Coast Barbie, but she is no longer a Barbie. She could beat the crap out of most of the men. She was in CZW's, I guess, Hoss Battle. And recently she was in like a death match where she was just bleeding profusely. So she's approaching tough person status in terms of wrestling.
For any Brits possibly out there, she's like the American Session Martina.
You know, that's a person I don't really like.
I haven't seen enough for her to say I don't like her yet, but I can see why, and I feel like I'm going to tend to be the same way when I see more of her.
Yes. And if you get a chance to watch, you know, Session Moth or Maria Manic, please do so, because Maria's exponentially better from the first time I saw her at a thing called Fiesta Pro Wrestling a couple of years ago. Exponentially better. She got in the gym. She's more of like a strong woman now. Hashtag strong woman. Shout out to all those women who lift weights. Love y'all.
Jordan Grace.
You know, Jordan Grace and the women I know. Shout out to my homegirl Mel Foss, because, you know, if y'all follow her on Twitter, at Mel Foss or at Melissa Foss, you can see how motivational she is for just kind of training people to be strong women and just a motivational force. So whenever I see women who want to lift weights and such, that's cool in my book. But Maria Manic, I saw her yesterday. She tossed around Davian Long. And if you haven't seen Davian Long, NAI put me onto her. She tossed her around like she was a piece of paper.
Yep.
Yeah, so just do yourself a favor. Look up any match with Maria Manic. She does a lot of stuff with CZW, wrestles a lot of guys now, and she beats the crap out of dudes. And I have the utmost respect for women who are booked to beat up. Is
she kind of like the new Kimberly now that Kimberly is off?
Oh, I think she's more more intense than Kimberly.
Well, in terms of wrestling dudes,
yeah,
like she's now the intergender.
She is the intergender person on the East Coast.
On the north, yeah, I was just saying on the East
on the
Coast.
Northeast, East Coast, Northeast.
Yep.
But my Powerbomb TV thing has been very useful because it actually clues me into a lot of different athletes I did not see previously.
Yeah.
Skylar is another one. I don't know if you've seen her at Beyond.
So I saw her once there. I think I was getting a beer during her match unintentionally, but yes.
Of course.
Unintentionally.
Mm-hmm. She's improved a lot in the last year or so, in the last couple months. Team Sea Stars, I talk about all the time. Like if you watch Team Sea Stars, they're entertaining in a good way, and they can actually.
Are you talking about the three of them?
Yes, all three, even Jocelyn. Yes.
Okay, so I've got a story off air for you.
Oh, cool! I love these.
Remind me.
Okay. Any other female athletes that you think are pretty good that we should be paying attention to that doesn't get a lot of airtime?
You talked about Jordan Grace, right?
Yes, we love her.
Davian is another one. Trying to think of somebody out here, not Sonya Strong. Oh, whoops.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, I'm not even a little bit. I'm trying to think who else out here. So it's been about 5 months for me since I've been to a wrestling show.
Okay.
So I'm trying to rack my brain. Man, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head right now.
Oh, I could tell you someone who I think people need to pay attention to from a pure mic skills perspective as she improves in the ring. I was trying to find her. She's on Twitter at Elena_Pogosyan, Pogosyan. She was also on WWR, and she talks so much trash. She was wrestling Skylar. She was like, she has Skylar in a surfboard position, and then she does like a mini curb stomp on her head. You know, that one where you're in like the wishbone and then they step on your head.
Yeah.
Yep. I love that, by the way. That's a great thing. Actually, and she's telling go ahead.
It's funny that you brought that move up because I was watching Ultima Lucha, the first one, in the opening match with Cage against Willie Mack. And,
I love Willie Mack.
That's how Cage won the match, by doing that wishbone into a curb stomp through a cinder block, of course. Because
that would kill a man. That should kill a man, or woman, or beast of a bird. Yes.
Yep.
But if you go back and watch Elena, pardon me if I'm getting the name wrong, Pogosyan, she talks so much shit while beating up her opponents. I think it is such a beautiful trait to have as a heel, where you can slap someone. Remember Scott Hall when he was a heel and he would slap people around when he would have like that weird like surfboard stretch, and just paintbrush them in the back of the head. Yep. That when you see that is awesome. So she has that.
I'm trying to think of I can't think of who I've seen at women's WWR, and I've been to a bunch of shows, so it's just killing me that I can't think of it.
But not Sonya Strong, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I just want to make sure you weren't referring to Sonya Strong.
You know who we don't give enough credit to?
Who?
At all? Mandy Leone.
Fuck you. And I know Chris on my own show. Fuck you. Okay.
So actually, one that people are probably familiar with, but we haven't talked about a lot. In all seriousness, is Miriam.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, without a doubt.
I'm trying to think who else is in there. Gabby. How do you say her last name? Grasso Vinci. She's okay.
Castronivi or whatever the heck you.
Yeah. She's okay.
I know what you're talking about. She was in Tough Enough, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Everybody knows who she is, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Even if they didn't know she was a wrestler, they probably know who she is. Santana Garrett. Again, we've talked about her.
Dio, I know you're listening, Dio. Him and I have the same concerns about Santana Garrett.
Oh, they're definitely
concerns. To root for her. I want to root for her. I'm dying to root for her because she does have you could tell when she's training, she loves being a wrestler.
Yeah.
What?
Excuse me.
She's always smiling, and it bothers me.
Well, did you watch the last season of Tough Enough?
No.
Okay, so when that was on USA, Sarah Lee, who ended up being the women's winner, she beat Mandy Rose. That was Lita's grape. I'm sorry, not Lita.
Right.
Paige's grape with her, that she wouldn't stop smiling. Not everything is happy.
Yes.
So Santana Garrett has that same problem.
Yeah, and that's my main problem with Santana Garrett, that she's always in beauty queen mode. It seems that she's always in beauty queen mode, and that if you're watching wrestling, you don't want to see someone. Maybe that's the problem with Bayley on the main roster. Nobody wants to see the smiling baby face all the time, and that's always been my beef with Santana Garrett. It's Gabby Vinci is who you're talking about.
Sorry, I'm shaking my head because I'm confused. Leo Rush is being an idiot again.
What do you do now?
His tweet from about 2 hours ago.
After he got squashed on NXT?
In quotes, we, end quote, are NXT, question mark. Maybe the grass is greener on the other side. One man's heaven is another man's hell. I think maybe it's time that I find my own heaven. So that's what I got to say to you, Leo Rush. Get the fuck out.
You don't like Leo Rush, do you?
God, no. I didn't even like. I never liked him. Even before the whole Emma thing, I didn't like him to begin with.
I liked him as an in-ring performer. I didn't know him personally. I don't know him personally, but I think as an in-ring performer, I did like him.
I think he's the shits.
Wow,
that's the absolute drizzling shits.
That is really severe, Chip. The drizzling shits.
All right, so you know that gif that was going around of his match against Patrick Clark? Well, I think he was Velveteen at the time. I hate that. I hate that.
What, the looking at the hard cam?
No. So when Patrick Clark was going for punches, Leo would just somersault around him. It's like, that's not what you do in a fight.
Oh, the whole where it's like matrixing for like the first like 40 seconds of the match?
Right. To all four corners of the ring. It's like, oh, come on. Like, that's not what you do. Like, I get it. You flip, but that's too much.
Like Flip Gordon. He flips.
If you know what? I would never guess if he flipped because his name's not fucking Flip Gordon. I remember for a short time out here, he changed his name to Travis Air Gordon. It's like, that sucks even worse.
Air Gordon?
Yeah, his name was Travis Air Gordon.
Air Gordon. Okay.
And you've seen his logo, so of course that's what he's going for.
Of course. Moving on. Control.
I hope. I know nobody watched. I hope he's not watching. Well, he's probably not. But fuck you, Flip Gordon.
Wow, yo, Trip, I'm the salty one here, but you being kind of salty yourself.
I hate everything.
That's my job, okay? If you're hating everything,
you can't steal my gimmick. I'm the one that hates everything.
Well, you're the one that accidentally hurts himself, also.
True, I got a scar to prove it.
God damn it, Chip! What'd you do this time?
That's Capone's. That's a scar from Capone's.
Still? It hasn't healed?
It's never gone away. Look at that.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's never gone away. It never will. I'm pale as hell.
You need a suntan, bro.
Fuck winter.
I'm over this winter, dude. Seriously,
right?
Already. I'm over it already.
It's gonna be like 50 on Friday, which is insane. At least in Boston it is.
All I know is next week I'll be in Florida, doing, as I've told people, doing some hood booger stuff with my hood booger friends in Florida.
You are saying hood booger, correct?
I am saying hood booger, yes. That is my terminology. I have. You can just picture what a hood booger is. Just.
I think I got it.
Yeah. I'll be doing stuff like that because I haven't done that in a couple of years. So sort of like the old man getting back out there and just being an idiot. I plan on doing that for a whole week and a half. And then I'm back in Florida the first week end of February. I have a big wink wink docket of wrestling to do that weekend. There's going to be MLW. There's going to be Fest Wrestling.
Is that the next one coming up for MLW, or is there one before that?
There's one tomorrow. Yes, there's one tomorrow, and then there's going to be another one.
That's the big one tomorrow, I think.
And then there's another one February 7th. So I'll be going to that. And then there's Fest Wrestling, which I scarily told Sue Young I was going because I didn't want her to eat my soul.
Is that a WWN product, Fest? I can never remember.
No, it is not.
Okay, I can never remember if it is or not.
No. And then there'll be some random NXT shows. So all my Florida peeps, I will be back in Florida doing events February 7th through that whole weekend. So if you see me, say hi, but don't hug me if you don't know me, because then I might punch you in the face. Well, no, I like I said, I used to say this on Last Mark Standing. I am a born and bred New Yorker. I am ready to swing at a moment's notice. You know, hashtag catch these hands 2018. So if you surprise me out of nowhere, my reaction is to swing first, ask questions later. So
don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
They ain't gonna be no forgiveness if I hit you in the face.
Well, if they ended up being somebody you know and you just swing and hit them, yeah, you'd probably ask for forgiveness.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna look down the camera when I say this story. And for those who have known the story from Last Mark Standing, bear with me. And, you know, a lot of you know that I've had a long career as a mental health practitioner. So one of my past stops, we had a special needs intern who would be our receptionist. She was a high functioning special needs a person working our front desk. Now she had a bit of a boundaries issue. Okay, so when I say boundaries, I'm talking about get this close to your face when they're talking to you.
Yes, I know just the person.
Okay, so there was a time where I was the only man in the office, and you know, I guess back in 2008, women did not want to change the water jug in my office, so that was, you know, that was left to me to do, the big ass Poland Spring bottles that you put in the water cooler.
Yep.
So I did that one day, and unbeknownst to me, the girl was behind me, directly behind me, and then she taps me on my shoulder and says, "Hi, Damien." I'm not ashamed to admit this, folks. I'm looking down the camera when I tell you this. My first reaction was to elbow, especially directly in the nose. I gave her a nosebleed, and then she had.
You did.
I did, and she was bleeding, and they had to clean her up. And my boss at the time said, "That's what you get for standing behind Damien when he told you do not surprise him from behind." Like, my bosses know this. Like, do not surprise me on the streets if you see me without me knowing it's you, because I will hit you. And firsthand, homegirl got caught with an elbow to the nose. So if I wasn't going to hell before that, I'm going to hell now if hell does exist, because I hit a special needs girl in the nose with my pointy ass elbows.
I mean, whoops.
Sorry, not sorry.
My bad. Y'all be good.
And another quick story. When I was in Austin recently, there was, you know, I don't do well with panhandlers, especially the aggressive panhandler types, you know, that get up in your face like, "Why won't you give me $1?" And
we have those that sit on the street in Boston and like knock on your car window, and I just stare forward, hands on the wheels, doors locked.
Right. And I've gotten to the point now where when that happens and I'm in the car, I just give like a thumbs down, just like Batista, just straight up a thumbs down.
Some guy asked me for my card. He's like, "Well, I know you have a card on you." It's like, "What, do you have a square on your phone? I thought you were homeless. How do you have a phone with a square on it?"
Right. And when I was in Austin and I was walking through the streets, and Mel can back me up on this, there was a homeless dude who was being really aggressive in asking people for money. And she saw me tense up with my fist like this, ready to go. And she's a Texan, so she looks at me and she says, "Can you take the New York off for a second? Like, it's not that serious." But as a pure New Yorker, catch these hands 2018. That's all I'm saying.
Fun story, since we're talking about Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Texas for a whole total 20 minutes for Mania 32. We just landed. We were in our Uber going to our hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And 20 minutes into being in Texas, we're driving down the street in Dallas, and we see a guy on the sidewalk with a syringe hanging out of his arm, presumably dead.
Oh, no. Oh,
it's like,
no.
Welcome to Dallas? But I loved everything about Dallas. Other than that, Dallas was great.
Oh, I love Texas. And everyone knows that.
Yeah,
like,
I would move to Texas in a heartbeat.
Oh, you know, I've been going there nonstop for work all the time. So I cannot wait to finally relocate to Texas. And everyone's like, "But aren't you afraid that people got guns?" I'm like, man, I'd rather know a person's got a gun out in public legally than, you know, ask like the 12-year-old kid out there who I'm rejecting buying their candy bars for their fundraiser, whether or not they're going to pull something out on me. Come on, man. I'm used to it.
I mean, I don't have a problem with people having guns as long as it's legal.
Exactly. As long as you ain't trying to kill me for saying no to your panhandling, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm sure people.
I like to think.
Go ahead.
I like to think most people are good enough to, you know, not shoot me.
Well, Chip, you've been known to cause accidents, so I wouldn't be surprised if you get accidentally shot.
Usually, it's just me causing accidents with myself. That sounds terrible.
That sounded really bad, dude.
Oops, but. Wow.
Oh, okay, wait. Now that we got people on board on Salty Chip, I need to ask you a question. I've never really asked you this on air. You and I were both at what we both deem as one of the best indie shows we've ever been to. Progress NYC. Yes.
The best.
What did you love? What are the top 3 things you loved about being there? Because I've talked about it ad nauseum, but what did you love about being there?
Number 1, the crowd.
Yes.
When Jim came out and everybody chanted, what I liked about New York was they got progress, and I'll get into Boston. I'll get into Boston in a second and how disappointing that was. Mm-hmm. But the crowd right from the beginning, hot. I mean, we were all in 115 degree. We were in a sauna.
Yes, we were. I burned a lot of calories that day. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think I came home a waist size smaller. Which, nice. Thank you. But so the crowd right off the bat. Second, the in-ring stuff. For all the injuries and circumstances they had, the unfortunate TK Cooper injury.
Yes.
Which spoiler, he's back.
I know. Thank God.
Yes. That was brutal looking. I'll never forget that because how good everybody was. The crowd was dead silent. Let the MTs do their thing. The guy that passed out and shit himself next to me.
He was next to you?
So I was sitting here. He was 3 seats down.
Okay.
Trent Seven was awesome with him. Like he was like, somebody got a water, like he was still trying to be, he's still trying to be encouraged. He was like, everybody got water. Let's help this dude. And then again, they were great for the MTs coming to get that guy. So that was another thing. So it's just a crowd. Number 2, like I said, the overall quality of the show. And 3, I was gonna say the water that they provided. That was the Dominican restaurant down the street.
Yes,
so I can't say that.
Across the street, the Dominican restaurant, which was awesome because I bought like 5 bottles from them.
I went in and bought 15.
Yeah, they actually asked me, why is everybody buying all the water bottles? I'm like, because it's 150 degrees back there, dude. Like, that's why.
Yeah, and number 3, just see, like, I'm gonna save number 3 for New Orleans because I can't wait to see a proper chapter show in the United States.
Okay, so for those who aren't well versed in chapter, what is that?
So it's their main shows. Okay. That's their monthly show. Chapters are their monthly show. So we're going up to chapter 61 right now. Okay. For anybody that doesn't know, I've been watching Progress since June of 2016. Mm-hmm. So what I did is at that time it was Super Strong Style season. So I started with Super Strong Style 16 in 2016. Mm-hmm. And then so I knew what I was going to get to. And then I went back to chapter 1 and watched from beginning to end. And I'm current. That's the best way to do it. It's a great product, but the chapter shows are their main shows. Like tonight, they ran live at the Dome. That is not one of their main shows. That's where they have their Projo kids and like people they're testing out before they put on a chapter to go. Like TK Cooper, he's a Projo kid.
Is he?
He trained at the he trained at the Progress Dojo, and he did all those small shows. It used to be called Endeavor, ENDVR. And he used to work those shows, and that's the same thing as live at the Dome. That was their like get ready shows, their dark matches per se, before they debuted at a chapter. So that's what that is. So TK Cooper, obviously coming back from injury, he worked live at the Dome tonight, and he's going to challenge Travis Banks. So he said sometime in 2018. So expect that to be soon.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing him back because I really was impressed by both of them, especially the show before because that was a doubleheader with Evolve. And they were on the Evolve card. Yep. So
well, the worst thing about it is that was TK Cooper's first match back from injury.
Are you sure?
His first Progress match back.
Oh, okay. Oh,
he returned and got the biggest pop I've ever heard at the chapter show before they came to America, and that was his first match back.
Okay. So what was it about? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it was just insane that it just happened to be his first match and he gets injured like that.
Is that your cat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I don't know what he's doing. He's like rolling around right now on the ground.
Yeah, I figured that's. Oh, by the way, shout out to Cat Moore. We love you. By the way, we adore you. Everything you do is amazing. The fact you're such a talented artist and you're such a great advocate for wrestling Twitter and for wrestling in general, and you like to headbutt people who give you shit. So we love you.
Don't do that to me.
Well, you guys have a bet last I checked, right?
Yeah, but she's not going now, so I gotta get out of jail free card.
Why isn't she going?
I don't know. I think I saw her tweet the other day. She's not going.
Oh well, I'm not going. So yeah, I'm not going either. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're not going either."
Hold up. You're not going?
Mania, no.
What the fuck?
I will probably be in another country,
man?
bro. I'm in another country.
Just fuck it. Come back.
No, man. Listen, I would rather be in fucking. I was gonna say Zimbabwe. Never mind. Nope, that's an inside joke with me and my friends. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, if you know me really well, you know it's Zimbabwe, Mitch. Sorry, Chip. I will be in Ireland that weekend and that week.
Topher said you need to go to NOLA.
Canberra. I do one international trip a year, and this is that time. So
you know what? I'm thinking about going on Jericho's cruise.
No.
No.
You know why I can't do it? Because I remember a House of Glory show out here, maybe about 6 months ago. It was the first show they ever had at the Elm Core Center, and I went on Indie Pop.
That fucking place.
Yeah, I went on Indie Pop when we used to do Indie Pop, and I said I was in Wrestling Hell, and for me, Wrestling Hell was trapped between the male super fan who's like a kid, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Who thinks it's all real, and then someone who didn't bathe.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Yeah, and then someone who didn't bathe to the right of me. So that was my Wrestling Hell, and that is what I envisioned the Jericho Cruise being. A bunch of Wrestle Hell.
So being trapped with a bunch of people does kind of scare me too. You're right. I didn't think about that. You're right. I don't want to spend that much money to be trapped with wrestling fans, because guess what? I hate wrestling fans.
What else do you hate, Chip? Come on, what else do you hate?
I hate boneless nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Wingstop.
Mm-hmm.
I hate most people.
Me too.
Yeah. I just have a nice smile. That's about it. I pretend to like people.
Fake it till you make it, Chip.
I hate crying babies. I hate toddlers.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, this is why we're friends.
We have child watch in my facility, and I had to go in there for like literally, I'm not even exaggerating, 30 seconds last week just to cover for somebody. And we have a check-in area where parents will sign their kids in, and I stood there and stared at the wall, didn't look at any children, didn't go near any children, just stay away. Like I'm not going near you.
So what about children makes you hate them, Chip?
That I'm scared of them.
You're afraid of kids. Why?
I'm afraid of children.
Are they gonna bite you? Like why?
I've dropped a baby before.
What?
Yes. That baby was my cousin.
Oh no. Are they okay?
Yes, they're fine.
Okay.
they're definitely okay.
So how'd you drop a baby, Chip?
I was attempting to hold the baby, and then I didn't hold the baby.
You hole the baby. There was a hole in your arm.
I was trying, and it went whoops.
Okay, well, that's not as bad as the story. Well, my dad likes to embellish things in his advanced age, but there is a story, according to my dad, and we'll get back to wrestling before we wrap up. Let me just tell the story. There's a story my dad likes to pass around about dropping one of my brothers when they were infants, and to the point where my dad was laying in a hammock holding my older brother, and the hammock did the cartoon like twirl.
Yeah.
And then my brother got caught with my dad in the hammock, and then when the hammock unfurled, my brother bounced in the air and then landed on the concrete floor in Puerto Rico.
Shit.
Yeah. So my dad, I wouldn't be surprised if my dad dropped me on my head when I was a kid, because I'd have a couple of screws loose. But
my mom fell down the stairs when she was 8 months pregnant with me.
On purpose?
So that explains. No.
Okay.
She slept on ice. No, wait, that's impossible because I was born in July.
I think you need to have a talk with Mom Dukes, bro.
I was just gonna say, I think I need to talk to her. I'm gonna talk to my dad.
I feel like after this episode of Sawlt Chips, we're gonna have to like have conversations with our parents and our friends about, do you really love us? Like,
I'm texting my mom right now.
So what do you love, Chip? What do you love?
What do I love?
Yes, since you hate everything, what do you love?
My family. That's about it.
Oh,
my family, my friends. I'm texting my mom. How did you fall down the stairs with me?
Wow, you're actually texting your mom on air.
See, I just texted her.
Nice. See what Chip's mom says. Mama Chip is going to be like, well...
Boy, what the fuck, you waking me up at midnight?
What happened was you were hungry and we decided to go down the stairs and whee! Okay.
Oh, man. And I remember the stairs, too. We had a bunch of stairs at that house. So that explains a lot.
You know who I don't want to see go down a whole bunch of stairs?
Who's that?
I don't want to see Paige go down any more stairs.
Oh,
because she's still injured.
Hear the news?
Yes, that's why I'm bringing it up. She's still injured.
Yeah.
She's not going to be able to participate in the Rumble. And I'm disappointed because I feel like she would have gotten such a huge pop from the Philadelphia crowd.
I think she was going to win.
Well, I think the money's on Asuka, but yeah, I would have wanted Paige to have won because remember, we don't have one women's champ anymore. So it can be just like the men where we have multiple belts to go after on 2 different shows. So why are you flexing the mirror, Chip? Stop flexing the camera, man.
I'm stretching my arm.
You're like doing the bicep flex. What are you doing?
Scratching. Look, I got the wire stuck around me. There's nothing I can do.
Chip wants to flex for the ladies watching.
Yeah. There's like one. Oh, there's only one person watching right now.
Well, I'm talking about later. There are going to be women watching when we stream it later.
There we go. Oh, wow, I really was flexing. I just see the replay on my desktop. Yeah, I was flexing. Whoops.
Yeah, you were flexing. So there you go. But I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble for a couple of reasons. One, because we get to see so many different women athletes that are going to be participating. I guess that goes back to the Candace Larae signing. She
better not debut in the Rumble.
Well, remember when Christine wrote on her Twitter that she wants Candace to be number 30?
If she's number 30, she's number 30.
You're gonna boo, aren't you?
God, I'm gonna leave and go for a beer, or go take a shit or something. I'll find anything else to do.
Before we get out of here, that's a good question. Have you ever taken a crap in a public sporting event?
No.
Would you?
No.
Even if you had diarrhea?
Oh, that's very delayed. See, I don't even. I worked my last job. I worked there for 2.5 years.
Right.
And it took me about a year to even take a shit. About a year and a half to even take a shit
crap
there. Yes. So at this current job I'm at, I still haven't. I'm very picky. I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, just a little bit. So I won't use public restrooms. You
know, I'm starting to realize the more I talk to you, the more I realize I'm an asshole because I have the perfect cover at my job. I could just blame it on the kids.
See, the problem is if it's me in there, the building's got to evacuate.
Oh, Chip, we got to work on your diet, man. Too much fiber in your diet.
I'm eating a lot of sweet potatoes and asparagus.
I'm smelling it now.
Asparagus.
That smells a little ripe. Just thinking about that. Okay, so last predictions for the Rumble because I don't know if we're going to get into it before on Shattered Glasscast. Who wins? The women's Rumble.
It was Paige. It was Paige. Okay, I got one for who it better not be. Asuka.
You don't want to see her do her victory booty shake?
No, absolutely not. We can pass. Who do I think is going to win? You know what? No. I was going to say, because apparently I hear that, I haven't watched Raw this week, full disclosure. I hear that Asuka is facing Alexa for the title at the 25th anniversary. I don't know if that's true. But who do I want to see win? Man, probably Nia.
Okay. I'd say if it's not Asuka, then Nia. If a dark horse, Bayley.
A dark horse. I was gonna say a dark horse is Bayley. There's no way Sasha wins this. No.
Sorry, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt. Sasha's not winning the Rumble. Sorry to tell you.
I watch him be the only one watching right now. He's probably texting us right now. What the fuck, guys?
You're like, hey guys, why you bashing Sasha for? Like, look, let me put this to bed. We don't despise Sasha. We don't dislike Sasha. But she is not the end all be all to women's wrestling. Let's just put it there.
She's not even the third best on the roster.
Well, we've talked about this. I wouldn't mind Becky Lynch winning the Rumble.
No, I think that would be cool. I think that would be really cool. My top 3: Charlotte, Becky, Paige.
We're talking just in ring, or are we talking like overall?
Overall.
Okay.
Oh, all right. No, that was in ring. Overall, Alexa, Charlotte, still Becky. Cause I think she can talk.
I'd say I'd go Becky, Charlotte. I'd go Sasha third, but it's by a whisper over Paige.
Honestly. No. Overall, Paige.
Injury. I'm just thinking because of injury, because she hasn't been around, so that can change really quickly. Side note, I actually have tickets to WrestleFest in Waterbury, Connecticut on March 2nd.
So you are coming up.
Yeah, I am coming up because I have to go to Battle Club the next day. So I'm doing it in Connecticut.
I thought that was in New York.
It's in Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm doing the Connecticut to Jersey tour that weekend.
Main event of that show is Deonna Purrazzo versus Emma or Tenille Dashwood.
Tenille Dashwood. I'm looking forward to that match.
So bad.
Oh yeah, no.
I plan on going. I definitely plan on going.
Okay, good.
As long as I have the day off.
Yeah. By the way, I've just been asked before we get out of here, what's my turn to love or hate? What do I hate? Hate onions, despise the mofos. Them joints just no.
You don't like onions?
I can't get down with textures, man. Some textures just rub me the wrong way. Just like.
And that's all she wrote, folks. See you later.
And the end of the friendship. Okay, if we're talking food, I hate onions. I hate cucumbers.
Oh, did you ask me what food I hated?
Well, I just said in general, but you know.
Okay, because I answered what I hate in general.
Yeah, I hate crying kids that don't get taken care of by their parents.
Confirmed.
Yeah, like those parents are just like, oh, let them cry it out. It'll toughen them up. No, it's not. It's not toughening them up. Stop it. Stop being an asshole.
Them up is making them stop.
Yes, that's toughening them up. I hate cardio when my knee's bad. I hate cardio when my knees bad.
I hate nothing more than cardio and leg day.
Yeah. Oh, I had that yesterday. I'm dying.
My leg day was yesterday for me too. My legs are spaghetti today.
What I love, all you can eat food. All you can eat.
That's my worst enemy right now.
Yeah, churrascaria, buffet. I don't care. I went to one in Texas. It was delicious. I had to roll myself out of there. You know, it was just.
Are you going to Dallas anytime soon?
Actually, full disclosure, I am going to be going for Wrestle Circus's return in February, so I will be there.
Okay. So, 2 things you need to do when you're in Dallas for me.
Yes.
Go to. It's called Jonathan Oaks Cliff.
Okay.
And get the chicken and waffles.
I can't do fried chicken, bro.
What?
Bro, come on, man. I gotta maintain the sexy. Like, come on, you try to get me fried chicken.
No. You can do it once. Trust me.
All right.
Trust me. You will thank me forever. I promise.
Okay.
All right. Second, go to the Pecan Lounge for good food, for good barbecue.
Okay. So Pecan Lounge, the other one.
Yep, Pecan Lounge and Jonathan Oaks Cliff. But Pecan Lounge, it's like a to-go place. So you put your order in, and they put your name over the speaker, and we didn't know that. So at the time, I was Chip, I gave my real name. But somebody gave the name Brock Lesnar, and it went over the PA system. So everybody's head just went, trying to look for Brock because they heard the name. It was Molotov.
Of course, it was Molotov. Oh, oh my God. Okay, yeah. So I will be pet cats out of the bag. I will be going back to Austin/Dallas that weekend in February, where Wrestle Circus is making their grand return, because I need to be there to document it for Shattered Glass Cast, for Salty Chips, and for all the other shows that are going to want me to give my 2 cents there. That's it for episode 1 of Sawlt Chips. Thank you so much for joining Chip and myself. You can find me at Dare to Be Damien, Chip at Chip K Fabe. Without you, there is no us. Later, guys. We too sweet. You asshole.